Alright, what's up y'all, it's LakerFan here. As y'all can see by the title of today's video, we're going over top 5 big man builds in NBA 2K20. I did the point guard video yesterday, so if you want to check that out, feel free to. And if you enjoy this video, feel free to drop a like, sub if you're new, turn on them noties, all that good stuff. Let's try these 1 to 1,000 likes in the first 24 hours. And a quick disclaimer, I'm a big fan of the undersized big, so anything between 6'7" and 6'9". So if you expect to click on this video seeing a bunch of 7 foot through 7'3s, that is not the case. However, the first build that I'm going to be showing is indeed 7'3". So this is the post score, the finishing and shooting combo as far as the pie chart goes. But like I said, this is intended to be a post. So we're going to be going all out on the hook, the fade, all types of stuff. You're going to have good post moves and everything. This is intended to be a 1v1 court build. This is not really anywhere near comp when it comes to the 3v3 court. The 2v2, it's at least like viable, but still your speed on the backside is going to be shown. This is meant to be played with no help defenders or no anything at all. And obviously, if you run into a point guard on the 1v1 court, you're going to completely dominate them in the sense of like how they just can't guard you. Yes, you will struggle to play perimeter D. Your lateral quickness and perimeter defense are going to be pretty bad, even though I'm upgrading it all the way. As soon as you go 7'3", they just completely diminish. And a weird thing right here too. So you can do pass accuracy maxed all the way, like with the attributes that you still have left, and get 10 playmaking badges instead of just doing playmaking and a little bit of pass accuracy and get 6. Up to you, but I'm going to try not to make this video so much about how to make the builds. We're more so just talking about it because I noticed I didn't really do a good job at that with the point guard one, so I'm going to try to improve on that with this one. So again, the 7'3" finishing and shooting combo with max weight, and then I went with the balanced pie chart because I noticed even with the balanced pie chart, when you max the weight and wingspan, you still get 95 strength. So it just made complete sense to do that. Honestly, at that point too, you could even lower the strength a little bit. And with the gym rat bonus and the 99 overall bonus, you're gonna go well over 99. 95 as far as a physical attribute rating is kind of overkill. I just did it because a post is a post. You might as well just be super big and super strong. But anyway, moving along to number 4, we got the pure lock coming at the small forward position. Gonna be 6'8" with this and go with the speed invert pie chart. I'm a big fan of the speed invert. If you want to go with the balance, by all means. I feel like the physical pie chart is kind of personal preference. I don't think strength is all that important, especially in the case where I was just talking about where post scores aren't exactly the meta as far as, you know, I mean, yes, they're unstoppable, but when it comes to the 2v2 court, or especially the 3v3 court, the threes, post scores just don't touch that stuff because they're not fast enough, they're not mobile enough. And again, I don't think you need the most strength really to stop them anyway. It's more about shot contest and methods of like how to like contest their post hooks and fades and stuff like that. Anyway, like I said, moving along to the pure lock. This one is going to get 30 defensive badges with the absolute max defense. You're going to see I'm also upgrading three-pointer just in case, because for me personally, if I were making this build, if we're talking about hidden legend, like the possibility of hidden legend, having that three-pointer upgrade would be huge. Now I'm showing right here why it's extremely hard to be able to make a shooting pure lock that gets, like I said, the 4 shooting badges, where you're going to take quite a bit off when it comes to your finishing. You have no playmaking. You could possibly take something off of your defense. I'm just not a big fan of that because I value all of those things when it comes to being a pure lock. Like I said, you wouldn't want to take off O board, D board, block, steal, lateral quickness, especially not the offensive rebound if you can't really shoot that well either. So again, I'm just showing you guys how to make this build, and I don't really want to talk too much about how to make it. I want to talk about what it's good for. So the disclaimer I want to throw out here on build number 4 and for number 3 that you're going to see is that they struggle to shoot. They only have 1 shooting badge. So if you lack communication from your point guard and you play with other guards that can drive, I would not recommend to make this build. I would definitely hold out for something like number 1 or number 2. But anyway, for those who do have good communication and have outside point guards to play with, this build is an absolute nightmare. I'm talking it can just do crazy things with the offensive rebounding and defensive rebounding. Definitely bails your bad shooters who have outside shooting builds. Pretty much, if you play with a PLAYSHARP who's not good, this is going to be a good build for you to have. And like I said, I would definitely value it to be at 6'8" rather than 6'9". You gain 6 vertical, 4 excel, and 3 speed. And again, I don't think strength is all that important, especially if you play on 3v3 or 2v2. If you're gonna take this build to 1v1 court, this is not the build for you either. Definitely stick to number 5 with the post score. But you can see, go max on the wingspan, the weight. I go with lock takeover on this, and I think this is actually a very much so sleeper build. It's just that it lacks the real like versatility when it comes to playing with anybody, because it definitely makes it so you can't play with two-way slashing playmakers. The BP builds aren't exactly your best friend either. You're going to want to stick to playing with PLAYSHARPs or pure sharps on this build. Anyway, moving along to number 3, we have the paint beast or the finisher. So this is kind of the same thing as the pure lock. It's just it has the Hall of Fame finishing obviously and a little bit less defensive capabilities, but it's pretty much on the same level when it comes to the defense, and really it's almost the same level when it comes to the finishing, because like I said, that pure lock does get contact dunks. So what I'm going to be showing you guys with this paint beast, first of all, I think this is probably the better way to go if you want to be a role player, like a true big man. I think this is honestly the thing that defines a big man the best of any of these builds. So I'm going to go ahead and not do the shooting again, like I said, and we're going to go with around 6 to 8 playmaking, where you're going to be able to get, like, and you can see, I mean, you can take 5 off the pass accuracy, 5 off the post moves, whichever you want. It's the same thing at that point. But regardless, 6 playmaking, 26 defense, and I believe around 12 to no, it's like 16 finishing, where honestly, this build is perfectly fine at everything except shooting, and you can still do your thing with the quick first step. The bad thing is you can't get the slash takeover when it comes to making this paint beast at center. So the pros to this is that you get the 26 defensive badges. The cons is that you don't get slash takeover and you don't get the driving contact dunk. You get a big man contact dunk package instead, which I don't really value very much myself, but to each their own. So what I'm going to be showing you guys is an alternative way to make this. It's the exact same height, the exact same pie chart, and the same physical chart. It's just at a different position. So I'm going to be showing you the small forward version at 6'9", where it's a little bit easier to get your finishing badges too. You don't have to upgrade the post hook too much, and I don't really enjoy upgrading the post hook. I just feel like, you know, with this kind of a build, it's not worth upgrading, where you're going to want a couple attribute points left over for your playmaking. I think to have around at least 3 to 6 or even 7 playmaking badges is really nice to do. I'm going to recommend to go high on the steal with this. You're going to see I could also drop my finishing off a little bit to get that 53-pointer, to where if I do hit legend, then I have 11 shooting badges, stuff like that, which this is actually my build personally, the exact same way that I built it right here pretty much, just less defense, a little bit more finishing. And if I could redo it, I'd make it exactly like this. So we're going to go 6'8" with this as well. If you don't plan to hit legend, obviously I would say to not do, you know, the 3-pointer and just upgrade it on defense. And here I go talking about how to make builds if you're trying to make this like the right way. I need to be talking about what these are good for. So pretty much this build is the exact same thing as the pure lock, just a little bit more offensive versatility, has the slash takeover. Obviously, like I said, the paint beast is a bigger version with more defensive badges, but not the slash takeover and not the driving contact dunk. So there's the finisher and the paint beast breakdown. Also, as I listened back to that commentary, I said the paint beast is a bigger version of the finisher. It's just a higher position listed is what I meant to say. So you line up at center, you get the more defensive badges. Y'all get the deal. Anyway, moving along to number 2, we got the play glass or the play lock at a smaller position. So this right here is the playmaking glass cleaner with its attributes fully capped out. This is at the shooting guard spot. So you're going to see the badge spread. I feel like personally, I like the shooting guard a whole lot more. You're going to see that, don't mind the physicals because that obviously is varied to height. And same with the ratings, essentially. I'm just wanting you guys to like pay attention to where I'm upgrading the ratings at. So with the shooting guard, you can see I do ball handling and pass accuracy only. With the play glass, you have to upgrade some post moves. This doesn't even give the play glass like title. I kind of built it wrong, but regardless, you're going to see what I do with this right here. So personally, I don't really recommend to make the playmaking glass cleaner. I think it's a cool title. I think it's a really like cool idea. But to make the play lock at shooting guard instead of power forward, I think is a whole lot better as far as the badge spread goes. So first things first, we're going to show what this looks like with the play glass power forward. So we're going to upgrade only the driving layup to 64. That allows you to get the long athlete when you hit 99 overall. I'm not going to lie, if you aren't planning to like stay around 99 overall too, I'd definitely recommend to take a hit somewhere else, because that long athlete is going to be massively important. Especially, the reason I have this build number 2 instead of number 1 is just because of skill gap. If you aren't like an absolute demon at this game, like my boy Nut with this build, who actually like popularized the play glass, but if you're not absolutely good at this build in all aspects, I'm talking shooting with low 3-point rating off dribble, you know, getting yourself open with around 70 ball control, just you gotta do your thing as far as like being really good with this. Anyway, to get the title playmaking glass cleaner, you have to be 259 on the weight, and then you're gonna go 1 tick down from the minimum, or 1 tick up on the minimum from the wingspan. So pretty much I'm just showing it does kind of suck because you lose, I think it's like strength and interior defense or something like that for having to go one tick down in the weight. It doesn't make sense. I mean, again, you're doing a lot of that just to get the title playmaking glass cleaner. So you're gonna see what I do is I go back in, edit this, we're going to shooting guard. I'm making this at 6'7" anyway because I feel like this is a way more comfortable height to stay around. At 6'8", you have to be 99.9 to get your contact dunks, and at power forward you miss out on one driving contact dunk package as well. So pretty much what I'm saying is I think shooting guard is an overall better way to make this build, but I understand the title of the video is best big man builds. Now I recommend to line this up at the big man spot if you're talking 3v3. For 2v2 it's actually still pretty intriguing as well. You spread the floor, you can ISO the mismatch if they have an unathletic big man at the 2. It all just comes down to, can you hold your own in the paint with this? And I think yes, I think you absolutely can. Now you saw what I did with the physical pie chart. When it comes to making this shooting guard, I would recommend to use the balanced pie chart, especially if you're gonna go 6'7", where you're not gonna lack in the speed and vert too much anyway. And then with the play glass, it's kind of tough because you're gonna have to go 6'8". You want to go pure speed because you're gonna want a speed boost. Obviously that's kind of the intention of the build. And I'm gonna pause it right here and break down the attributes. So you can see I got one left over. I don't even know where I put this thing, but regardless, you can see 10, 10, 18, and 18. Honestly, a really great way of making this build. I understand a lot of y'all, if I had $1 for every comment that I got talking about Laker, my play lock has like 11, 10, 21, and 22. What did you do wrong here? I value things like interior defense. If you don't upgrade interior defense, obviously you could put it into steal or something. That gives you more badge points. I just think interior D is very important to have, so I'm going to upgrade it. That's as simple as that. So as you can see, I go 6'7", gonna max out the weight as well. You can see the strength is great on this actually, and then it doesn't lack in the speed category too much. So unfortunately, like I said, with the play glass, you have to take the wingspan down. With this, however, and the reason I say that is because you want to at least stay at 70 ball control. With this, however, you can actually max it out and come around to the same ball handling ability. I would recommend to just go with this personally. You can do absolutely better things with the wingspan, the defensive attributes, the playmaking attributes, especially not having to upgrade post moves. And you can see you get the title facilitating finisher. The other thing about the facilitating finisher title too, it's very bland and it's very boring. However, it is very unpredictable. As y'all saw in the point guard video yesterday, I made a two-way sharp that was number 5 on the list, and this thing literally was titled a facilitating finisher. I don't know how, I don't know why, but anyway, speaking of the two-way sharp, this is the big brother to it, the rim sharp. So I'm gonna go with the balanced pie chart on this one as well. I feel like when you go down to the 6'9", you'll see why I do this. And again, I'm not a big fan of the big bigs. I would not make this build at 7 foot. I make fun of these dudes all the time. Now, if this is you who has this build and you know how to use it, props to you. If you can play good perimeter defense and step up to point guards with it and guard them on the perimeter, so be it. That's great for you. But personally, I'm going to recommend to make this build at 6'9" center. The center is very key though, because you can still get 23 defensive badges. When you make it a rebounding wing, it does lack pretty badly. I think it drops down to 20 defense or something like that. And again, I'm going to recommend to go 6'9". You can max out the weight, have 89 on the strength. It does go down as you max the wingspan out. However, what you can do, and I really would recommend to do this, is if you go max wingspan, you don't get sharp takeover. Take it 2 ticks down, you do get it. And being a rim sharp, and I really want to talk about this as we finalize this video, being a rim sharp, you absolutely do not want to choose glass takeover. I know, bro, I've probably called out so many people who did so many things wrong with their rim sharp or rebounding wing or whatever it may be in like literally the last 1 minute, 2 minutes, probably triggering a bunch of people. But anyway, what I want to explain though is if you make a rim sharp, I don't see the sense in picking glass takeover because your intentions on offense are going to be to pick and pop and stay out of the paint. So how are you getting rebounds if you're on the 3-point line? That's just my opinion. I feel like if you can get this sharp takeover, I absolutely would recommend to. And then on top of that too, if you can't get the sharp takeover, I would definitely recommend to go with rim takeover because that just makes the most sense. I don't see why people pick glass takeover on a rim sharp where you're gonna be pick and popping and staying out of the paint. Anyway, glass takeover makes sense to make on like a pure lock or a finisher, I suppose, like the finishing and defense chart or the pure lock pie chart, but I just don't understand the thought process for somebody who's going to be pick and popping and staying out of the paint at all times. Anyway, I hope y'all enjoyed the video. If you did, feel free to drop a like, sub if you're new, turn on them noties, all that good stuff. Let's try to get this one to 1,000 likes in the first 24 hours like I was saying in the intro. And if you made it to the very end of the video on this one, put glass in the comments to show your support that you made it all the way through to the very end of this one. Anyway, I hope you all enjoyed the video, and like I said, feel free to check out the point guard video that I did yesterday, and then I'll try to get back to the gameplay content pretty soon here as well. Legend is coming up as well. As I'm talking right now, I think I hit 75K. I'm recording this video one night in advance, and I'm just looking at the statistics of when I'm probably going to hit it. I think I'm going to hit 75K as I upload this video or shortly after, so I really do appreciate all the love and support that's been shown to me. Like I said in a video a couple days ago, y'all are changing my life, man, and this really does mean like a ton to me. So anyway, appreciate all the love and support, and we got to spread some good vibes through the world right now with you know everything that's going on. So anyway, I hope y'all enjoyed. And like I said, if you did, feel free to drop a like, sub if you're new, turn on them noties, all that good stuff. Take it easy, man. Peace.